In the year 2442, humanity had outgrown its cradle. From the blue heart of Earth, we had spread to the moons of Jupiter, to the red deserts of Mars, to the ocean worlds beyond Neptune. We were not perfect, but we had learned to reach for the stars together. After centuries of division, we had found something greater than flags or nations. We found each other. Faint sound of ships cruising through the void. The United Terran Fleet was humanity's promise, a beacon of exploration and peace. They traveled with open hands, seeking knowledge, not conquest. And so, when they found the first signal, a rhythmic pulse from beyond known space, the fleet answered. They called the world Eravalis, a quiet planet orbiting a dying sun. No signs of cities, no lights, just a whisper of energy. A silent planet calling out to the stars. The UNS Horizon, led by Captain Mara Solen, entered orbit. Mara was young, but her heart carried the weight of old Earth, the stories of every explorer who'd ever dared to sail into the unknown. Beside her stood Dr. Elias Corrin, chief xenobiologist, quiet, curious, always asking why when others said how. Mara overcomes. Status report. Any sign of what's broadcasting? Elias. Not natural. The signal's repeating. It's structured, almost like pause. Like a distress call. Mara. From who? Elias. Or what? When they decoded it, the message was simple. 4 words in a language long dead to the universe. We remember the fire. The team landed on Eravalis. The planet was gray and silent. Ash fell from the skies like snow. They found ruins, enormous stone towers twisted by heat, the ground scarred as if something had burned the entire surface in one night. And in the ruins, they found statues, not of humans, but like humans. Thin figures, their hands reaching upward, faces carved in expressions of both hope and terror. Elias whispered, "These aren't monuments, they're warnings." Music darkens, deep mechanical echoes. That's when they saw it. A light in the sky, silver and sharp, cutting through the clouds. The scanners screamed, a ship of impossible scale descending from orbit. Mara, all ships, defensive formation. Unknown contact approaching fast. The ship didn't respond. Instead, it spoke directly into their minds. Your species trespasses upon the ruins of the Xylar Dominion. Kneel or be unmade. The crew froze. Elias gripped the console. They're telepathic. Mara, tell them we're explorers, not invaders. He tried, but the voice only laughed. Explorers. The last one said that too. Then the sky turned white. A beam of plasma struck the surface, tearing through the valley. The horizon's shields flared, screaming under the impact. They barely escaped into orbit. Their landing team scattered, communications shattered. The Xylar Empire had returned. In the days that followed, the Terran colonies fell silent. One by one, worlds that had lived in peace vanished from the star maps. The Xylar didn't conquer, they erased. Entire planets gone, their skies stripped clean. The Council of Earth called it the Silent War. No battles, no surrender, just absence. Mara's ship, one of the last survivors, fled to the outer edge of Sol. They hid among the icy rings of Saturn, whispering in coded bursts to any who might still be alive. They thought humanity was dying, but they were wrong. On the dark side of Titan, the horizon found others, scattered ships, refugees, fragments of humanity that had refused to give up. Miners, doctors, soldiers, children. They built shelters from wreckage and warmed themselves with fusion lanterns. And yet, they smiled. Elias watched as people shared food, sang songs, repaired broken circuits with trembling hands. He said softly, "They burn their worlds, and yet these people still find warmth." Mara replied, "That's what they'll never understand." In those frozen caves, humanity built something new. The Ark Network, a communication array hidden beneath Titan's surface. Every surviving colony, every ship, could hear the voices of others again. For the first time since the war began, the silence was broken. Rising hopeful music, strings swelling. Elias proposed something radical. "Instead of hiding, let's talk to them. Mara, talk to the Xylar. They've killed billions." Elias, "Yes, but they fear us because they don't understand us. They see power, not compassion. If we show them who we really are, maybe that changes everything." The council refused, but Mara believed him. One night she transmitted a signal into deep space, humanity's first message since the invasion. It wasn't a weapon. It was a recording of laughter, of children, of oceans, of rain falling on glass. And at the end, Mara's voice said, "We don't kneel. We don't conquer. We remember the fire, but we also remember the light." The message spread through the Ark Network. Every human ship, every colony repeated it, a chorus of voices defying extinction. And someone listened. A week later, a small Xylar vessel appeared near Titan. It did not attack. It sent a signal, simple, rhythmic, human-like. "Elias, it's them. They're answering." They brought the ship aboard. Inside was a single alien, frail, trembling, eyes full of something no human had seen in their kind before. "Mara, why come here?" the alien whispered through the translator. "I wanted to see the ones who sing in the dark." His name was Tareth. He had watched as the Dominion erased worlds for centuries, but he had never seen anyone forgive their destroyers. He said, "You are strange creatures. You fight with kindness. You live where nothing should live." And for the first time, an alien knelt to a human, not in defeat, but in awe. Epic, rising score, strings and drums. Tareth brought knowledge, the weaknesses of the Dominion, the fractures within their hive mind control. He said, "Their greatest fear is unity. They divide to rule. You unite to endure." With his help, humanity built something impossible. Project Dawnspire, a signal array designed to broadcast empathy. Not propaganda, not war, but emotion itself. A psychic echo of everything human: love, courage, compassion. When they activated it, the stars shimmered. Millions of Xylar minds paused, hearing, feeling something alien to them: hope. Some turned away from their masters. Some fell silent, unable to understand. And in that silence, humanity saw a chance. Mara turned to Elias and whispered, "This isn't a war. It's a heartbeat." Music fades into soft pulse. And so, as the Dawnspire glowed over Titan's sky, humanity stood together, not as soldiers, but as one voice echoing through the void. In the quiet shadow of Titan, the fires of humanity still burned. Though their worlds were gone, their spirit remained, a million hearts bound by hope. From the ashes of ruin, they had sent a single message to the stars, and the stars had answered. Music swells softly, warm strings, piano. Tareth, the Xylar defector, had brought a truth that shattered everything humanity thought it knew. The Xylar Dominion, the mighty empire that enslaved half the galaxy, was dying, not from weapons, but from within. For centuries, their species had erased emotion, silenced empathy, replaced the mind with obedience. And now, the silence was collapsing on itself. They had forgotten how to feel. And that, Tareth said, was killing them. Scene 1. The Fractured Empire. Dark metallic echoes, the hum of alien corridors. Far away, at the heart of the Dominion, the high nexus burned with light. Millions of minds linked into one vast network, a single consciousness commanding legions. But lately, something was wrong. The link stuttered. Voices broke through the collective. Voices whispering strange things. What is love? What is peace? What is music? The Dawn Spire signal had reached them. Human emotion was leaking through their neural systems, fracturing the unity that had ruled for millennia. The high nexus screamed in confusion. To them, it was corruption. To Tareth, it was rebirth. Scene 2. The Council of the Ark. Back to humanity, Titan base, quiet hum of machinery, people gathering. Mara Solen stood before the Council of the Ark. Her uniform was torn, her eyes hollow, but her voice was unbroken. Mara, we have a chance to end this war without blood. The Dawn Spire is working. The Xylar are listening. Counselor Rain, or breaking. If their unity collapses, they'll lash out. You'll doom us all. Elias stepped forward. Or we'll set them free. Maybe for the first time in history, someone has to show mercy instead of fear. Pause. The council voted against them. They wanted weapons, not words. But Mara and Elias knew what humanity's strength truly was. Not their guns, not their fleets, their heart. And so, against orders, they launched Operation Horizon, a desperate mission to carry the Dawnspire signal directly to the Dominion's homeworld. Scene 3. The Journey to the Core. Music, low rhythmic drums, the sound of engines in the dark. The UNS Horizon sailed into forbidden space, guided by Tareth. The stars there were pale and dying. Everywhere they passed, they saw ruins. Worlds stripped bare. Civilizations turned to ash by the same empire that now hunted them. Elias, softly. They destroyed everything they didn't understand. Tareth, yes, and now they don't understand themselves. Silence for a moment. The sound of a heartbeat returns. Then, the alarm. Xylar interceptors, closing in. Sleek, living ships with minds of their own. They surrounded the horizon like wolves. Mara didn't fire. She opened a channel and broadcast a song. It was a simple human melody, a lullaby from old Earth. No weapons, no threats. Just the sound of a mother singing to her child. And the Xylar ships stopped. Soft choral hum, alien voices joining faintly. For the first time, the hunters hesitated. Scene 4. The Nexus awakens. Shift to the alien homeworld, towering spires, pulsing light. The Dawn Spire signal reached the Nexus core. Within it, billions of minds began to dream. They saw oceans they'd never touched. They heard laughter. They felt warmth. And in the center of that storm stood the Prime Mind, the ancient consciousness that ruled them all. It roared in fury. Silence the noise. End this madness. Thousands of drones launched toward the horizon. But Tareth, connected to their neural flow, whispered through the link, "No, listen." He sacrificed himself, severing his mind from the hive to open a path. Through his link, Mara and Elias transmitted the full Dawnspire sequence. Not data, not commands, memories. The sound of children laughing, the sight of an old man forgiving his enemy, a woman giving her last breath to save a stranger. Everything that made humans human, and it broke the Nexus apart. Scene 5, the final broadcast. Music swells, emotional strings and drums, cinematic tone. The Nexus world began to crumble. Energy storms ripped across the sky. Mara looked at Elias. This is it. Once we start the final transmission, we can't turn back. Elias smiled faintly. We never did. They activated the core. The horizon became a beacon, blazing brighter than any sun. The Dawnspire signal pulsed outward, flooding the Dominion's networks. Across 1,000 worlds, the Xylar woke. They dropped their weapons. They looked at one another, confused, frightened, alive. And on the human ship, as systems overloaded, Mara whispered her final message. We are not gods. We are not conquerors. We are human. And that means we forgive. The light consumed everything. Scene 6, the morning after. Fade in, calm ocean sounds, gentle wind. When the survivors awoke, they were adrift among the ruins of a dead empire. The Nexus was gone. The war was over. And beside the humans floated Xylar ships, not enemies anymore, but allies. The alien who approached their airlock had tear-like streams of light running down its face. It whispered, "We remember the light." Humanity had done what no empire, no machine, no weapon could. They had changed the very meaning of life in the galaxy, not through domination, but through understanding. Scene 7, the legacy of the horizon. Warm, uplifting score, hopeful strings, children's laughter echoing faintly. Years later, under the twin suns of New Titan, children played among silver towers. Human and Xylar together, their voices mingling in harmony. A memorial stood in the square, a small piece of the UNS horizon, and beneath it, an inscription. In the darkest night, they shared their light. Elias became a teacher, telling stories of the old world. He'd look up at the stars and say, "Do you hear that? That's the sound of peace, the quiet hum between the stars. We built that," and the children would laugh, not knowing how much it had cost. Narrator, gentle closing tone. In a galaxy where strength once meant silence, one small species taught the stars how to feel again. They called it the light beyond war. And for all the centuries that followed, whenever a world faced darkness, they remembered the humans, the ones who fought not with fire, but with the warmth of a single heartbeat.